One of my favorite movies that I watched recently was The Willies. It just had everything I was looking for. 80s nostalgia, kids telling spooky, gross stories, and great practical effects. Wanting more, I googled movies like The Willies, and After Midnight popped up first. Not knowing anything about the movie, other than it was made in 1989, I dived right in. After Midnight, like The Willies, is an anthology film. So we're gonna get a few stories and then a wraparound story in between. After Midnight does the wraparound story quite well. We meet Allison and her friend at their first day of college. Allison's pretty nervous, which is understandable, but it's deeper than that. She seems to have some sort of psychic idea of what's gonna happen. To make things worse, the class that they're taking is the psychology of fear. The teacher's a little creepy too, preferring to learn from real-life experiences than a book. He demonstrates fear by pulling out a gun in class and not only pointing, but pulling the trigger on a student. Okay, what? The student, Russ, pisses himself. I mean, I would too. He storms out of there, and then the teacher puts the gun on himself and pulls the trigger. Well, that was a short class. I hope everyone graduated. Well, it was all just a skit. Quite elaborate, I must admit, but this is how Professor Edward Derrick demonstrates fear. I think I'll stick to textbooks, thank you. The next day, things are a bit different. Russ went to the dean about the stunt, and now Professor Derrick has to teach from the book. But for students wanting a true lesson in fright, he offers a little extra teaching at his house, one-on-one. Although not extra credit, so really, what's the point? I wouldn't go. Either way, Allison and Cheryl show up. And of course, it's during a storm. They make it to his house, and they all gather around telling spooky stories. This chick's up first with a classic. A couple's out celebrating the husband's birthday. To make the night a little bit more special, they decide to take the long way home, driving past an old dark house. Not long after seeing that, they get a flat tire. Someone planted nails in the middle of the street. Now, I'd be pooping my pants thinking something's gonna get me, but Joan here wants to sneak into the creepy, definitely not haunted house to look for a phone. She breaks in, and eventually Kevin wanders in as well. He goes room to room looking for his wife, finding 5 skulls, representing the 5 people who were murdered in the house. He continues on, hearing a grandfather clock. So now it's after midnight. The title of the movie. I see what they did here. Eventually, Kevin sees a dude with hedge clippers. But something's not right. He looks animatronic or something. Well, that's because it's actually Joan in disguise, with all of Kevin's friends. It's a big surprise party. But the real surprise comes when Kevin goes in for the attack. Not wanting to be butchered by the obviously fake gardener, he swings a sword that he found in the house. Just as he does, his wife turns around, but it's too late, and he can't stop as he lobs off her head. The next story is about 4 girls going to a club. This is what I wanted when I searched for movies like The Willies. I wanted pure 80s. And just look how these girls are dressed. Well, they get kicked out of the first club for being underage and head to a shady part of town to try another one. But they start to run out of gas. They go to fill up at the most run-down gas station in existence, and of course it's shut down. Inside, there's a homeless guy who just so happens to have a bunch of dogs. And of course, he's not friendly. The girls fight their way out and drive away. The guy hopping onto the roof and hanging on for dear life, all while still trying to get in. Geez, my man, give up. Eventually, they crash, killing him, which is good, but now they have to deal with his dogs, and they're pretty ruthless. Eventually, the girls hide out in an old warehouse and manage to trick the dogs, backing them into a corner, and then lighting all the barrels on fire, blowing up the place, causing millions of dollars in damage. But, I guess they killed the evil dogs too. Meanwhile, in the wraparound story, we get some stuff that's starting to happen. While they're sitting around telling stories, there's an axe murderer sulking around. And it just so happens to be Russ getting revenge for the teacher making him pee his pants. More on that in a minute. For now, we have another story. This time, it stars the other hot blonde from Species, Marg Helgenberger. She works for an apartment building that has a messaging service. Random people call in and leave messages for the tenants. One guy's been calling the same girl 10 times in the last 2 hours. Needless to say, he's a creep and a stalker. Once the tenant, Vanessa Butch, finds out that this Richard guy's been trying to harass her, she knows this isn't good. He now knows the building she lives in. It doesn't take long for Richard to find his prize, but now he's after someone else, Alex. Thinking she's about to kill her attacker, Alex stabs him, only to find out it's the security guard. Classic. And then the phone rings, and he's right behind her.
Hello.
That's all the stories for now, but we do have to wrap up on that last tale, the wraparound story, and it's a doozy. So Russ, the axe murderer, makes it into the basement and attacks the teacher. But at this point, I think he's still just trying to scare him and not actually kill him. We'll see. The students come down to see Professor Derek hanging upside down while Russ lights a ring of fire around him. Any normal person would be pretty scared, but not the professor. He seems to be enjoying himself. The pipe breaks, he gets out, and now it's a one-on-one fight, which seems pretty one-sided until Derek gets the axe and beats the ever-loving crap out of Russ. Meanwhile, gas is filling the room and lights the teacher on fire. You think that'll stop him? Nope, he keeps on swinging. A portal opens up and sucks everyone in. Allison makes it upstairs, but now she's in the warehouse from the story with the dogs. And the teacher, now a skeleton, comes after her. She gets away, but her friend's head comes rolling down the stairs, like in the first story with the wife's head being chopped off. And finally, she's in the apartment building where the teacher catches up to her and shoots her. Allison wakes up, and it's the beginning of the movie, where she's talking about the bad dream she had. Except, it wasn't a dream at all.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Edward Derrick.
Ooh, spooky! In my opinion, the three main stories were kind of tame, so I'm glad they pulled out all the stops for the conclusion. If I had to rank them, I think it would go the wraparound story, the stalker caller story, the haunted house birthday surprise story, then finally the four girls and homeless guy's dog story. If you're looking for a blast from the 80s past, then look no further than After Midnight. Personally, I think The Willies was a bit better. It had that 80s touch with a bit of grossness, but After Midnight isn't bad. I would have liked a little bit more special effects or monster stories thrown in there, but that could just be me. The style and music more than make up for its shortcomings. If you're into anthology films, I think you'll love After Midnight. I give it 2 demon teacher skeletons out of 4.
Hey, Russ! I hear that guy Derek really pissed you off.